Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9. 6 more Pike victims? Question mark. So this is our episode of Pick'em or Pike'em. So I want to thank everybody for being here. It's been a lot of social networking drama today. Congratulations to all of you. We hit 1,000 on our fan page, so thanks so much for everything that you guys are doing. And this is one of those streams that we have to have a little bit of discipline and try to stick to the rules as much as we can. I know middle of the week, a lot of people don't like rules, but it does keep it a little bit more focused. So what we're not going to do tonight is just, hey, you know, these are the 20 people I think that are going to die on The Walking Dead. What we're going to do is you see six people up on their screen, and we're going to pick one of those. I've got an order already pre-assigned. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ask all of you to make a case for why the person is going to be piked or why they're not going to be piked. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a kind of a composite score at some point, and then I'm going to give you my score. I think we came up with some pretty solid ones in the last one. And you're probably wondering, like, how did we come up with these 6? I posted about 10 different ones on the Patreon site, and these are the 6 that it was narrowed down to. Some you might definitely feel strongly about. Some we're going to prove a case that they're not going to be piked. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. Before we get too far into it, like I said, I'm not going to make this about YouTube or Facebook drama, anything along those lines. But I want to give a shout out, I rarely do this, to some of the folks over at Google, because I was on the phone for about an hour today with various people and trying to get a video reinstated that should have never been taken down in the first place. You guys probably hopefully read the post. You know my thoughts with that, not to call out anybody. But, you know, that type of stuff is just, it just irks me that we have such a good group. We spend so much time putting a lot of energy into our channel. We are by the book. We have a great group of people, and for silliness to occur. But kudos to Google and YouTube for putting the video back where it belongs. And there was a lot of effort that went into that video last night with our bold predictions. So if you guys didn't get a chance to watch it, check it out. All right, we got a super chat before we get into it. That's a little bit of my introduction. We got Steve Smitherman says, finally called a stream live. Thanks for all you do. Steve, thanks for being here, and thanks for that super chat as well. And we get a couple super chats from time to time in here, especially with these topics. So let me just kind of restate the rules of what we're going to do for tonight. For a couple of people that just popped in, I'm going to make it really, really quickly. Just try to stick to the person that we're talking about, or a person that is related to that person. So, for example, if we bring up Enid, then you can reference Alden and a couple other people and why they may or not be here. So everybody knows the rules. If you do, let's get a quick 999 working in chat. Let's give this video Pike that like button if you like what we're doing, and if you're ready to start, let's do this thing. All right. So I see it. I see it starting to. There we go. There we go. Good job. All right, everybody. First person we're going to talk about is going to be Enid. So I need put on your lawyer caps. Let's talk about Enid. Why you think she is either safe or why you think she is not going to make it. So I gave you guys a bold prediction, and I thought the Symphony of Awesome are both on very, very high alert. I'm not sure if they will survive everything that's going on. So let me see a couple of the arguments for Enid. Mark Jacobs says, save Enid. Sean Wright says, nope, Enid's gone. Zelda Fast. See, this is what I'm looking for right here. Not whether they will or whether they won't. I'm looking for your arguments. Zelda Fast says, move to California. Ellis Smith Jr., moving to California. So she's relocating. Now, Andrew Lincoln lived across the ocean and he flew back. So moving to California doesn't necessarily mean that you're gone. It could mean you're looking for other acting opportunities, and maybe she could travel. It's a possibility. Not everybody lives in Georgia that is on The Walking Dead. Melanie Shaw says she's boring, which I would say the storyline. Sheila Mack, Enid is a doctor, she will die. Ida Roma, because she's being trained to be a doctor, does that mean yes or no? Are you for a Pike or for a picker to survive? TKBTM says, won't make it because she has nowhere to go left in her story. How many people said she's in love and that's the kiss of death, literally and figuratively? Sherry Bentley, just saying good evening to the 999 Army. Well, good evening to you too, Sherry. There you go. Angela Clore says, love interest, she's gone. Mish Puddin says she survives because she is a doctor. Anna Demo says, if Alden lives, she dies. Okay, I think that's good. I think it's good to kind of draw the comparison to the two. One or the other, but maybe not both. Casey says Enid's death will warrant Alden to seek revenge. Melody says we're going to lose at least one doctor. I'm saying Enid. So, Melody, good point. Some people are talking about how Alden and Enid are connected, but Melody's drawing and saying Sadiq or Enid. One or the other, but maybe not both. Yeah, it's going to be a rough society if we don't have a single doctor. Definitely got to keep one alive. Charlie says, I think Enid will break the doctor's curse. Yes, Fluff, it does. I like Dark Stark's like, how about Dr. Eugene Porter? There you go. Really, do we want Eugene doing our checkup? Well, I thought it was just a mild fever, but it turns out that you have malaria, typhoid, and a strong case of the dysentery. No, I don't think I want... I think I'd pass on Eugene. Hippo in the house. What's up, Hippo? William, the 999 walking billboard. On record, she's a doctor. She lives. All right. With that super chat, I'm going to say let's take a vote. That's what we do here. All right. So Valar. Oh, you know what Valar did? Valar did the super chat before typing out the introduction. So what Valar would probably want to say is, hello, 999 Army. Kill, Steph, Tommy, Kells, sponsors, patrons, and of course, all the super chatters. Thank you so much, Valar. Appreciate you being here. As you guys know, we're doing one stream tonight. It will give some people a chance to go back and watch the bold prediction video that is back up, finally. So tomorrow we should be back on our double shot schedule. All right, so I'm going to ask all you guys right now. A 1 being the lowest. You can't go below a 1. A 10 being the highest. Please do me a favor. Do not type 12, 15, 20, 30. I'm trying to come up with at least a basis of a factoring. So 10 being she will definitely be piked. A 1 to a 10 right now. How likely that Enid will be a Pike victim? Let's see what some of the numbers are. Jimmy, seriously, man, I'm dead serious. If some people start typing random numbers, yeah, like, watch this. Watch what happens. See, we got this MC Lyrical. And I always have to make an example out of one person. So that gets you a 5-minute ban. Sorry. There are rules. If you want to play the game, you got to play the game the right way. All right, so we've got 2, 5, 6, 4. Some low numbers with Enid. Whisper Omega says 5 because I'm split on Enid. Mixologist coming in at 9. Karen Chick with a 10. Karen is like definite. She's gone. Got some 7s, some 10s. 7.5. Ida Roma, not very much chance. 2. Stimpy Girl, 9. She gone. Tom Ferreira, give it 3 to 5. Hey, Tom, let's say a 4. How about that? I like the range. Let's see. John Grant coming in at a 1. Some 8s. Wow, some really low numbers, though. 7.5. Ellis is trying to... He's going to get me down to decimal points. Khaleesi says solid 10. Uncle Creepy, 1. If she amputates Henry's leg. All right. Janet C. with a 3. All right, so I'm going to take the magic average of all those numbers all of you just typed. And it's a 4.5. So that means the 999 Army is saying there's a 45% chance that Enid will become a Pike victim. I'm going to give it a 2. I think very little chance Enid becomes a Pike victim. I think much, much stronger the Symphony of Awesome, and at least one half of the Symphony of Awesome. I'm not saying that Enid could not leave the show, but I think there's a very, very low probability that Alpha will have a reason to kill and Pike Enid. Not to say she won't die, but to die in that fashion, I just don't see it. I think Enid is relatively safe. All right, so everybody kind of got the hang of it. Those that got timed out, by the time we do the next score, your 5-minute block will probably be up. I blocked some good people. I'm just saying that if we're going to do this, you can definitely branch out and talk about different topics, but just don't give me like a whole bunch of kill predictions and a whole bunch of scores that we can't use as a factor. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next person. So we're going to move over to the male side. We started out with a female potential Pike victim, and the Army saying probably lower than 50% chance. There are rumors spreading that this person could be a traitor. Let's talk about Sadiq a little bit and talk about the odds that Sadiq ends up on a Pike. Don't give me your number. Just because we finished with a number, watch. Somebody's going to go ahead and give me a number before we make the argument. You want to bet? You want to bet? Watch. It's going to be somebody. It's always at least one. Always at least one. And it was June Smith coming out with a 10 right out of the gates. June, there are rules. All right, everybody, let's make the argument before we give the number. You just can't pull numbers out of your hat. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Sadiq and make the case for and against. You can probably make the same case with Enid, that he's a doctor. Only one doctor is going to survive. If you think that Enid is safe, then maybe Sadiq, not so much. The other thing to keep in mind here is we're not just talking about whether or not Sadiq could leave, whether or not Sadiq could die. We're talking about specifically, will he be piked? Damon Terrizio says, killed, not piked. Why do you think that? Give me a potential storyline. TK says, Sadiq has to be safe so we can mourn his lost kid when Rosita is piked. I think the Sadiq-Rosita connection, no problem with that. I definitely think that's a strong story. Beta says, I picked Enid to die. I can't kill 2 doctors. So Beta's saying it's going to be Enid and it's not going to be Sadiq. Says he'll end up living, surviving because he irritates me. And because, so says is going to bring in the Tara factor. Tara happens to be one of, by the way, this is a little known fact. Tara is one of Emmy Desiree's top 3 characters on the show. Yeah. I'm not making that up. All right, moving on. This is the best show around. So much fun interacting. Hey, I like that, Ryan. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Elliot Green, Sadiq is a new character, so I don't think so. As for Enid, because she has plenty more story. Mark Jacobs, Sadiq betrays a community. He's finished and on a Pike. So Mark is saying, yes, I think the rumors are true. He is going to betray people. And for that, Alpha is not going to let him off the hook. Sinister, Sadiq already paid his debt to Carl, so he will die. Sinister, but will he be piked? Real, the cliffhanger this year will be people not accounted for and a distant shot of the heads. So who it could be. Angie Homan says the rumor's true, he's piked. They're going to kill him when he tells the Whisperers his mom's wishes. I'm going to give you my argument for this very shortly. Rats out the survivors. Well, but apparently, guys, he rats them out to avoid being piked. So if you think he's a traitor, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to join the Whisperers. It doesn't mean that he's going to die for being a traitor. That may be the deal. If he's a rat, he deserves it. True, Uncle, but it doesn't mean that it will. So, all right, I see some Ellis Smiths. Ella Smith says there will be some surprises, everybody. All right. So we've made the Sadiq argument. Doctor could be a rat, could be a coward, for and against. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being definite steak material. What's for dinner? Steak. Sadiq, hey, look, Kel. See, I came up with the Walking Dead joke. I couldn't come up with the one in Freestyle Friday. All right, so we got 10, 4, 8.9, 3, 7, 9, 10, 8, 6, 7, 5, 309. We got 4 with Daryl Dixon. Ronald Novak says 2. Brandon says 2. Cindy Rainey says 7. Jennifer Flaherty says 6. Diana C. with a 3. Ollie Smith coming in with a 6. William, the Billboard, super chatting his score. I mean, that's coming in style. On record, he lives to keep spying, but still giving it a 3. William gave it a 3, but not a 1. So there's a slight room of error. Zelda Faz, 1's the lowest number, so no zeros. Stay 1 to 10. Above Ground Ruler says 1.5. David Darnell, I did. Fluff just went like a AT&T commercial. Stay in your lane, bro. Can't comment 5. Dead on Leprechaun. You're early, Leprechaun, because we haven't even got to Terra yet. I like the idea of Eugene killing Sadiq if Rosita dies. Ooh, I like that too. That would definitely mean he doesn't get piked. All right, everybody. So based on the numbers, I'm going to say it was a little bit lower than Enid. I'm going to say the Army gave it a 40% chance that Sadiq would die via Pike. That Sadiq would die and become a Pike. I am going to almost agree, and I'm going to give it a 1. I'm going to give it the absolute lowest score I can go. I'm going to say there is 0 chance that Sadiq will become a Pike. I think there's 2 other scenarios that will definitely play out. Or possibly play out, not definitely, sorry. One of the scenarios, I really, really love that Rosita dies and Eugene goes ballistic and actually destroys Sadiq for not stepping up and doing a little bit more. Maybe it happens after the fact. I don't know if it would happen that way, but it would be cool if it happened that way. Or I'm going to say that Sadiq does cut a deal and leaves and is either self-exiled. He knows he needs to get out of town and he needs to save himself. And that's something, as you guys know, the Michonne and the Pete deal where Michonne became a pirate. Well, Sadiq was a part of that crew. So if Sadiq does make a deal and then he decides to hit the road, maybe the only place he feels safe is becoming a pirate. But I don't think we'll see him part of the border scene. I would almost stake my reputation on it. All right. I got low scores so far. I got a 2 and a 1. All right, let's move on to somebody else. You guys ready? Ready to talk about one of the newbies? Let's talk about Kelley. Kelley is separated from Connie. Magna, Yumi are with the group on their way to the fair. So we know Kelley is definitely in position. And she's a little confused. She wanted to go back for Luke. Kelley does not seem to have a very strong story. I think if I had to make an argument, I would say Kelley's story is one of the weakest that I've seen. I agree, Anna Demo. I've not been impressed with what they have her doing. In fact, she's so befuddled. You know, Magna and Yumi wanted to go back, and Kelley wanted to stay. And then she was walking in front of her sister, and then her sister got in trouble. And then now she didn't go after her sister, and she stayed there overnight instead of going looking for her. And then everybody's moving the logs in the street, and Kelley's like, can you find something for me to do? I mean, she couldn't even pick up a log and move it without asking permission to do it. She's just completely confused. So I don't see her having any type of longevity. That's just me. But I do think she will do something. I don't think she'll die like just a random selection. I think she'll do something brave, or she'll do something to try to defend someone. So that's a little bit of my argument. Whisper Omega says, I think Kelley's a goner because with the way the story's being set up, Daryl and Connie, Daryl lost sibling, Connie would too. So that connection. Mariah says, plus the actress that plays her said goodbye to The Walking Dead on Instagram. So there you go. Angela Lewis, piked because it would affect Connie, and they need to kill some of the new people. I think that's a strong argument as well. John Grant says she has to go. Gone, says Kelley Golanzanier. Head not in the game. Daryl Dixon says Kelley's death equal Connie and Daryl. I like that too. She's like a third wheel now, right? William, The Walking Dead billboard. She's dead. Her death will bring Magna's group closer. It's a good point. But she is kind of a third wheel. And I do see this, and I think that's a very strong argument. I do see this Daryl Connie relationship. I don't think a Daryl Connie relationship is going to be sloppy and slobbering all over each other. I think it's going to be a couple of badass fighters, that occasionally have their moment of, affection. But I don't think it's going to be like annoying Walking Dead. It's going to be implied. That's what I'm getting at. So I think Kelley's got to go because of that. Beta Chosen One says we'll bring Daryl and Connie together. So good points. Well, based on some of the arguments, I'm expecting pretty high Pike numbers here. All right, so let's see it. Everybody, give me your Pike numbers for Kelley from a 1 to a 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being she absolutely will be part of the border scene. 10. 9.99, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10. A lot of 8s, 10s, 9. Coachella goes 7. Ooh, 1189 Paris says 4. So it's just not going to happen. Paris, you think because she won't die or because she'll die in a different way? A lot of 10s. Really high scores with this one. Hippo 3, Walani 3, Shell the Army Brat 10, Dolphin Smooth comes in at a 7, Goucher with a 6, Creepy says 4, but doesn't think it'll be via Pike. Melanie, I gave Luke a really high score. I think I gave Luke and Alden both an 8. Daryl Dix says all the way. All right. The Army has spoken, and Kelley, extremely high number. I'm going to say there were a ton of 10s that came in. I'm going to say Kelley's about a 91%. And as expected, I think there is Kelley's gone. I'm giving it a 10. I'm going to say she is a lock. No doubt about it. Kelley is gone. She's one of my locks. I'm not even going to lowball it. I think she's gone. For many of the reasons that are mentioned. She's new. Her role is awkward. Her relationship is awkward because Connie will move on. And, I think it'll give a little bit more of that that warrior mentality to Connie. And also Daryl too. I think it'll get Daryl a little bit heated. All right, so we got 3 down. About 300, 350, 400 people here. Just a real quick recap where we're at so far, and I do want to ask all the people that are here, a lot of new faces, do me a favor, pike that like button. If you like what we're doing here on the 999 Army, if you're big Walking Dead fans, subscribe, hang out with us. We got 3 more people that we're going to evaluate. We also did a video on Sunday, which we did our first 6. We are going to post another 6 on our Facebook fan page, so you guys will get a chance to vote on that as well. That's going to be the next group that we bring in, and we'll do that stream. I just want to make a real quick announcement before we get into the second 3. 3 channels on YouTube, and we have a lot of different Walking Dead topics. Last night we did bold predictions. Tonight we're doing our pick'em or pike'em. Tomorrow night we are going to be doing a really cool stream. It's going to be your first Walking Dead moment. And I've asked several people to type when they first started watching The Walking Dead, and they posted those stories on Facebook. I'm going to pull those down. It's going to be a little different type of stream, but we just hit 1,000 fans on that site, so I think it's really cool if we can kind of pull some of the stories. We'll do the spoilers tomorrow night as well, and then Friday night we're doing our Freestyle Friday. That is a blast. We've done 2 of those so far. We'll start with the Walking Dead topic, and then the Super Chatters will control the stream. It gets way, way off topic. It becomes very random. You never know what we're going to talk about, but it does die down a little bit, and then we get back to the Walking Dead topic. So pretty cool stuff there. If you guys have not been a part of one of those, that will be Friday night at 8 o'clock, and then over the weekend, Saturday, we do an 11 a.m. stream, and then Sunday, what else is there? It's the Walking Dead day. We will do streams at noon. We will do streams at 3, and we'll do noon, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, and sometimes we add an extra stream in there. We've been doing Coffee with Kills, too. That was a lot of fun. They're all fun. I have fun hanging out with you guys. So, just subscribe and then set the notification, and when we stream, you guys will know. All right, that was my quick infomercial. I think last night someone said I sounded like a infomercial person at 3 a.m. that sells knives. Pretty random, but whatever gets people to listen. We'll talk knives if we need to. All right, the next person we're going to talk about is Father G. Let's do it. Could be some strong arguments both for and against Father G. So I need to hear them. Let me see. Don't give me scores yet. No scores. Real, Janet C, no scores. We're going to make the argument first, because sometimes people are going to present facts that are going to make you change your mind. Andrea, no scores. Hold tight just a minute. Hey, you're the My Pillow guy. Yes, what are you sleeping with? Is that memory foam? Did you wake up and your head's like, I'm sorry, that commercial just annoys the hell out of me. You guys have probably seen it. Moving on, I digress. Father G gets comic book death instead of the Pike. Let's see. I get a lot of comments here. There's a lot of passion about Father G. Let's see. Michael Rudolph says, I would like to see him get his comic death. I don't know if that will happen. The Walking Dead has a way to give us a big surprise. I think Father G has more life still. He holds information on Rick and Jadis being alive. That could be good and bad, holding that information. I think if you really wanted to make a strong argument for Father G, just the look, the eye, and then if he was animated, could you imagine like a decapitated Father G? I think the visual would just be, it'd be very creepy. Paris says Father G will live because the actor has charisma. Says who you, super chatting it. And this is going to be some strong Father G stuff here. Father G has to live to reap what he's sown. Fought with Michonne about the fair. Insisted on going. Now, oh, hold on. Hey, we got a lot of chats in there. I got to read this. Now when Rosita gets to chop, he'll have to live with it. Good enough. That's a pretty strong statement right there. So says who you throws down the gauntlet and says he has to live. But William, the walking billboard, is saying Father G's gone. His animated Pike is going to look crazy. I thought that would be a cool looking Pike too. Fluff Salisbury, 999 Army knives are 10 times better than Swiss Army knives. That is the type of thing that will definitely be super chatted on Freestyle Friday. Trust me when I say it is beyond random. And thank you for that, Fluff. If we ever do a knife venture, I'm going to call you up to do the marketing. So let's sharpen our skills and get back to the topic on hand here. So we've got Father G has much more important information on Jadis and Rick. Benjamin says, yeah, with that hat on, that would be the eye and animation and that creepy hat, all of the above. All right. Some pretty strong statements. Here's the other thing, keep in mind. If I don't get a chance to read all of your statements are being read by other people, and it is affecting the people that are voting and the people that watch the playback. So I'm trying to jump around and keep it fairly random. Obviously, super chats, we're gonna read those, but I'm gonna get as many people included in this video as we possibly can. I always wonder when we have like 350 to 400 people, and all of a sudden it goes down to like 280. Where are you 50 people going for like 2 minutes? I just have to know. You know, you can leave us running in the background. You don't have to go into another chat room. Hang out with us. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. You guys ready to vote? Let's do it. Let's vote on the fourth person here. Father G, from a scale of a 1 to a 10, let's do it. Sean Smith, I hope there's some ads, and I hope you're watching them too. Like all of them. Start to finish. All right. Charlie Mack says a 10. David Darnell says a 2. 5, 7, 5, 9. Jacob Larson says 5. Kel says smile. Gives it a 1. Where are my moderators at? Tommy says Pike the like. Let me see all the moderators. Type your number again. I haven't focused on the moderators with their numbers today. I'm going to do a moderator consensus on Father G. So I saw Kel come in at a 1. Emmy's a 7. Tommy's a 4. It's funny, 1 and 7. And then a 4. Tommy's right in the middle. We have some Cuervo. Where's the Cuervo action? All right, I'm going to jump up to Super Chat. I did not see Steph's response yet. June Smith says, can we get rid of the new people and keep the old ones? Dang, this is wild. I need my regular cast. So June is like, let's go ahead and kill Kelley and we'll keep Father G. I see where you're going with that. June does not want to lose another Rick Grimes. Yeah, the old cast tends to get more expensive. So there's that. All right, so based on all the numbers and as fast as they went, I'm going to say it's a little bit higher. There's a 46% chance. And I think I talked some people into it. There were some 6s, some 7s, and I think they just want to see a really cool animation. David, I did. And you know what? I apologize. I should have never compared Father G to Rick Grimes. I'm a bad host. All right, but I am going to redeem myself because I am going to give you the real number here of whether or not Father G is going to end up on a Pike. As cool as it's going to look, it's not going to happen. I'm giving it a 1. There's no chance Father G will end up on a Pike. We've got I think it's more likely to be Rosita. And the 3 men all have to deal with losing Rosita. I don't think any of the 3 men are going to end up on a Pike. I'm going to give it a 1. So quick recap, and we'll get our last 2. I've got Father G, 1, ain't going to happen. Sadiq, 1, ain't going to happen. Enid, 2, don't think it's going to happen. And Kelley, a 10. My numbers are a lot different than the Army. Not saying I'm right. I'm just throwing my comparison out there. You guys don't show up for me anyway. You guys show up to talk to each other. I know how this thing works. So thanks for that. All right, we got Group of Gamers, Inc. Unless we lose a Season 1, 2 OG Saviors. Whispers for me. Saviors are greater. I think that's a strong assessment. And one that I hope, I agree with your assessment. There better be some major death because it is going to weaken the Whisper storyline. And it hasn't gotten off to a real strong, creepy, eerie start. But there's time. There's 3 more episodes, and a lot can happen in the next 3 episodes. So before we get to the last 2, I do want to follow up on that super chat a little bit. How many people think all hell is going to break loose in the last 3 episodes, and there are going to be some major, major deaths, some big names going down, and some complete shock and awe? Because if they don't, people are going to leave this season saying, whatever. The Whispers weren't nothing. I think it's going to happen that way. Sheila Mack says, hello, I show up for you, Kills. Don't say that. Sheila, thank you. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Joyce. Hey, I ain't going to lie. I know we got some hardcore fans. And I know a lot of you guys show up for me, just like I show up for you. But it's about the Army. It's about this network. It's about how we work together and come up with good theories, good solutions. And you guys don't forget, we build this thing together or it falls together. So as high as we want to take it, participate in our streams. We get unbelievable support in all of our channels. You guys make all this stuff happen. So that's my shout out to all of you. All right, we got 2 more to go. That was like a group hug moment, wasn't it? All right. Can I get me some Dead on Leprechaun or some Pete D? One of you 2 in the house. I'm doing a roll call here. I need some Pete D or some Leprechaun to the front of the room, please. Where are you guys at? Because now the debate really gets started. All right. Send out a search party. Let's find those guys. Because you're right. You're right, Deborah Johnson. It is Tara time. Emmy. Oh, Emmy. You're gonna get the shock of a lifetime. Here we go, everybody. So I need arguments for and against Tara. Make your strong statements here. No scores yet. Everybody, give me the Tara argument once and for all. Michonne Grimes says, I love Tara. Come on, Michonne. Loving her is not going to keep her alive. What makes her a staple where we need her on the show? Tara is going to lead the Hilltop. Okay, that's a strong enough statement. Hilltop needs a leader. Deborah Farrell says Tara will die because of Pete D. June Smith, super chatting it, says, my theories aren't that good, but guess what? I can't do without my army. June, your theories are pretty good. You just add a lot of Rick Grimes hope to them, that's all. But you never know. Anything's possible. William, D's nuts. If you could phrase that just a little bit differently, that would be nice. We're going to hide that one, so let's rephrase that. William, the 909 Walking Billboard, says, Tarragone, Daryl, and Connie run Hilltop. Oh, William's saying we got a new king and a new queen. What do you guys think about that? Is that a possibility? Ezekiel dies. Carol, Mr. Chance with Daryl. Connie moved in. And now it's King Daryl and Queen Connie leading the Hilltop. I could go for that. Mariah Campese says she'll die because we like her more. I'm definitely feeling that. I thought Tara's story was over a while back, but now I'm starting to appreciate her. Dead on Leprechaun. Hardcore super chatting it. I don't know he feels one way or the other about Tara, but he has a Tara timer. Cuervo Queen, I support Tara not dying. She cares for a group. She's learning to be a leader, right, Emmy? Wait a minute. This is not a tag team. You can't super chat subliminal Emmy thoughts. That's not the way it works. Steph, you have to be Steph. I think I just got double teamed. I got double teamed and blindsided at the same time. Cindy Rainey says Tara is a character that provides friction, like with Michonne, support Hilltop. I feel like her story will not end on a pike. 1189 Paris. Tara lives because Maggie's gone, Michonne is leaving, and Rosita will probably die. That's a strong, strong statement. Emmy's not going to give me an argument, except her argument is a lot of exclamation points. Long live Tara, says Emmy, with a lot of exclamation points. I think she's trying to say, do you get my point? But Emmy, what if the army predicts that Tara gets Alpha's point? Yeah. What do you think about that? We're about to put it down for a vote. Did I say put her down for vote? So she got the point and put down all in 2 sentences. Angie Homan, I second that, Steph. All right, so a lot of Tara believers. Then I saw her face. Now all right, I got to stop with the puns. Face, you get it. All right, everybody, let's do it. From a 1 to a 10, give me your best Tara score. A 1, she lives or she dies not being piked, or a 10, she is piked. And she wears that pike like a champ. All right, we got some low scores here. Keep it from 1 to a 10, everybody. 2, 4, 5. Oh, there we go. Cammie and Jason coming in with some big 10s. Sabrina with a 10. Oh, we got some balance here. Mark Ross with a 10. We got Mike Reiser with a 4. Taps Ghost Lover with a 9. There's the high scores coming out. David Darnell says 1. Won't happen. She needs to run Hilltop. Rosita's hubby says 1. Crip Zoe gives it a 10. Rochelle the Army Brat gives it a 6. Old Shifted gives it a 10. Paul Prince with a 10. Gina Crockett going low. Is there like a sexist division here? Not everybody. But am I seeing more of the men scale toward higher Tara scores and more of the women scaling toward lower scores? Sean Wright, keep it between a 1 and a 10, my man. I'm not saying everybody. But just as it's flashing up on my screen really quick, did it seem like that there's a little bit of a divide? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys can vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm just saying that clearly Tara has a different appeal to the male viewers than she does to the female viewers. So I've done the quick calc, and you guys don't know this, but I'm really, really good at math. I was able to add all those numbers up, and we got nowhere on this. There's a 50-50 chance that Tara will live or die. 50-50. Very polarizing. And so I guess I have to be the tiebreaker. Since we're split right down the middle. The pressure is all on me. It's all on my shoulders. Do I lean toward most of my pals here? The male side of the audience, it really wants me to vote Tara on a Pike? Or toward the majority of the female audience, spearheaded by Emmy. That could be a hint. All right, I got it. I got a number. Oh, you know what? I got a super chat. Super chat is look, the drama continues. Group of Gamers says, show's been killing tons more A-list men lately. That's a good point. Might be time to switch it up, Group of Gamers. All right, so I am going to, look, I'm going to end this thing once and for all, okay? The debate has to end right here, right now. I'm giving Tara a 5. There's a 50% chance. You know what? I want to keep the conversation going a little bit longer. I am right there with the Army. I'm going to say I'm as torn as everybody else. 50-50 for further review. All right. Moving on to the last vote of the night. Keep in mind, we had 6 people on Sunday. We had 6 people tonight. We're going to do another 6, and then we're going to narrow it down to get to our finals, the people that we think will end up being piked before episode 15. So there's still a possibility we could bring up Tara's name again. But we're moving on to Henry. Henry's another one that, before you guys give me your scores, give me your argument for or against Henry ending up on a Pike. Now, one thing you could probably say is, man, he's already been captured. The dude has been captured. He's already he's looked death right in the eye, and he got away from it. Is there a chance he's going to be captured again? That would be my question. Anna Demo says, I don't care if he is Henry. Kill that son of a bitch. I got you, Ann. Says who you. Henry is in serious danger. You made Alpha look weak. She won't let that go. Great point. Now, says who you kind of takes the opposite approach. I said he escaped. Says who? Says Alpha's got to tie up some loose ends here. 1189 Paris says Henry is Carol 2.0. Hang on. I got to let that sink in for a minute, Paris. I love you, 1189 Paris, but I don't even think there's a remote resemblance or connection between those two. Henry has been... There were times if I had to pick one character, Henry would have been the only one I would have picked to leave the show. Now, it's changing a little bit. I'm just looking for something good in his character. And I can't find it. I'll get back to that in a second. We got William the Walking Dead Billboard says Henry dies. Need that have some Cookies Ninja character. I need her to lose it and go nuts. So you're saying that Henry will catapult Carol's arc. Okay. Carl 2.0. Paris, I don't know if you made it better or worse. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I want to compare Henry to anybody. No offense to Matt Lentz. I just don't like Henry. I want to, but it's just, oh man, it's difficult. I don't think we need Henry because we got Judith. We only need one young badass on the show, and I'm sorry, Judith owns all of that. However, I will say this. That annoying group of teenagers was kind of cool. I didn't like them, Addie and then the other two, ones that were peeing on the walkers. They helped. They killed a few walkers. They weren't as annoying as they were the last time I saw them. Another super chat. We got group of gamers. Carol losing kids 7.0, losing the only chance of comic Carl's story. Horrible decision for the show, in my opinion. Will lose more comic fans. Staff skills. And then I want to tie both these together because I am not beyond self-analysis. All right, so 1189 pairs follow-up comment. And then I'm going to throw this to the group. So, would you have liked Henry more if he went with Morgan? Yeah, you know what? Paris, yes, I would have. And let me tell you why I would have liked that. Because I would have liked a Morgan Henry to go on the journey back and have it like a Lee Clementine. Make Henry be a tougher version and make him be a male Clementine. I would have liked that. And then Morgan could have been that mentor. Melanie Shaw, if Henry leaves, will that make Lydia want to leave? It's another possibility. Or are Lydia and Henry attached? Do you guys see the story going in that direction, or can they survive separately? I don't know that Henry can survive without Lydia. I think Lydia can survive and be stronger without Henry. Do you think that's a fair assessment? Henry is he's so into her that his character is dependent on her. All right. And before we vote on this, I'm going to ask you guys straight up, honest assessment. There's a whole heck of a lot of people in this room right now. Many of you I know because you're in every stream, a few new faces. Am I being unfair to Henry? Just tell the truth. If you think that I'm too tough on him, that the character is not as bad as I'm making him out to be, I've tried to give him a chance. He makes bad decision. I didn't like the jail scene. I don't like the fact that he stands up to Daryl too much. He doesn't win me over. And it's not because I haven't tried. I mean, I really want to like his character. It's just there's all these little nuances that he does that they just bother me. And like when he was at the Whisper Camp and Lydia comes and picks up the bowls and he gets a smirk on his face like he's just not about to die and he's not in imminent danger. That glance from her it takes away everything that he's dealing with. And I just think that I get love. I understand, Mark. I know what love is like, and I know what teenage love is like. It ain't like that. I've never been in a situation where my life was in danger as a teenager, and I was in love with somebody, and I just completely forgot about my complete surroundings and just made, these little blushing eyes at somebody. That's not love. That's on the verge of mental illness. All right. So before I bash Henry anymore, see, I even ask a question with you guys and see what we turn it into. All right. Let's vote. 1 to a 10. I've heard the arguments. Let's see where you guys end up with Henry. Let's see the votes. A 10, he ends up on a Pike. If you think Henry dies, you think anything but that. Oh, we got some 10s out of the gates. Keep it from 1 to a 10, everybody. Some 5s, some 4s, some 3s, some 2s. Henry the stalking dead. I love it. 4. Fluff says Lydia kills him. Nah, I think that ship's already sailed. 7, 6s, 9s, 8s, 10s. Ghost says 3. Hippo says 1. Joyce Andrews says 1. Drew is a God says not a Pike, but yes, he'll die. Delaware Sasquatch, let's hear it for Horny Henry. We're going to hear it that he's going to die or hear it that he's going to live. Graylin says, I think Henry has been sheltered by Carol and Ezekiel too much, so I say an 8. All right. So all the numbers are kind of factored in. And I'm going to say the 999 Army has spoken, and you guys are saying there's a 60% chance that Henry is going to die. Now, the rumor is, this is still a rumor, and take this into account. 1189 Paris says, kills. The 999 Army hates Henry, so this prediction is bias. Paris, I wouldn't say overly biased, because it did seem about more likely than not. I mean, there's some bias in every one of these numbers. But based on the rumor, and I don't know that we've heard this yet, and thank you for that super chat, Delaware Sasquatch, but I do want to address this with Paris. So yes, there is going to be some slight leaning, but keep in mind, the rumor that's out there, and it could be wrong, is that Henry will confront Alpha on the street on the way back from the fair, and she has a bloody machete. Now, that in itself should say there's more likely a chance that he dies than not dies. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but if that's all the knowledge that you had, I think it's fair to say slightly more than less. We got Soko, so pretty. Are they going to keep killing Carol's kids? That would definitely be an argument against, because, I think, as a couple people said, well, look, we're not going to rehash this storyline, and Carol's going to keep going through this over and over again. Derek Patterson, super chat, says, we're going to lose little Hennessy. Yep. Drinking and arrested at early age. Melanie Shaw, thank you for that super chat as well. We got Steven Tavares says, who else thinks he dies? Steven, I would say out of about 350 people, more than half think that he's going to die, because we were up around 60%. So let me give you my take on this. I'm going to say it's a 4. I'm going to take the exact opposite of the Army on this one. But I'm not going to go so far as to say a 1, because of the mentioned facts that we brought up. 1, if Henry comes face to face with Alpha again, you could make the same argument that someone did a little bit ago in Super Chat. She is going to want to tie up loose ends. She doesn't care if he's a kid. This is a person that stole her daughter from her. So she's going to be irate. So if he lives, maybe you got some Negan intervention, maybe some Judith intervention, maybe some Aaron intervention, but let's block everything else out. Alpha, Henry, more likely than not, he dies. Divine intervention, outside interference, lightning strikes, Alpha's machete, small bolt of electricity goes through her hand, she drops the machete, she turns around, Henry's gone, whatever. I think there's a slight chance, not that that's going to happen, but something's going to happen to deviate from her killing him. So I'm going to give it less than 50%. I'm going to give it a 4. But I would not have been surprised if we would have been split down the middle. Everybody, we have just hit 1 hour. Time flies, and what an awesome audience. You guys see that 350 to 400 people? That probably means we've had 1,000 people in chat. So once this video goes live, it's going to be 1,000 to 1,100 people right off the bat. Those are concurrent viewers, and as I said before, we get people that pop in, people that pop out. So for a Wednesday night, what an audience. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys getting involved and interacting with us. Let me give a quick recap. You guys all do me a favor, though. Pike that like button. If you like what we do, give this video a thumbs up. And here's the deal. If you don't like what we do, give it a thumbs down. And shoot a message and say, hey, I don't like this channel. This is what I don't like about it. We can't please everybody, but we do aim to have our core group and have a good time with what we do. We try to do things that are a little bit different than other YouTubers. I know there's 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos out there. There's a lot of that stuff. And one thing that we always try to do is get your opinions and get your thoughts included in a live video format where it's real time. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Real quick recap. According to the 999 Army, we'll start from the bottom to the top. So the Army says there is a 40% chance, the lowest of tonight, that Sadiq will be piked. Then we got a 45% chance that Enid would be piked. We go up to a 46% chance for Father G in that order. Tara, we were split down the middle, 50-50. Henry, a 60% chance. The group is saying more likely than not. And Kelley, a 91% chance. So that's where we're at. You guys want my totals real quick? I think Father G and Sadiq, a 1 for each of those. I think Enid, a 2. Henry, less than half, I would say, a 4. Tara, I'm on board with being neutral. I'm afraid to give a score on that one, to be honest. And Kelley, I think it's a 10. I think it's a done deal. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. I want to thank all the patrons that make this channel awesome. Your support and everything that you guys do through a third-party website, I appreciate it. If you guys are interested in becoming a patron, there is a link down below. Channel members in the top right-hand corner. Through YouTube, you get custom emojis and nice bright green highlight for your name. The moderators are absolutely amazing on this channel. Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells are the best anywhere on YouTube. No doubt about it. And, of course, all the super chatters we had tonight. A ton of people. Your thoughts, your ideas, keeping the chat fresh with your super chats. Thanks for everything that you guys do. I will see all of you here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and then once again at 9:30. And then, as I said, Friday night will be our Freestyle Friday. So I'm not going to do a lot of shout-outs tonight because it's been a little bit longer video, but I will catch up with each and every one of you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Thanks for everything that you guys do, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.